Greetings, and welcome once again to the Grindhouse. We're down to number 2. And I thought, what would be a very good number 2 film? Something of a cult classic, perhaps. Something with a lot of suspense, some dark humor, an iconic character. How about Gunnar Hansen? The late, great Gunnar Hansen, in perhaps his greatest role ever as Leatherface in Tobe Hooper's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now this was a film. This was a darkly humorous in some ways of a film. Not really known for as much blood as one would think. There's maybe about 3 scenes of blood, technically. Part 2 more than made up for that, though. Alright, let's see. Let's go over the rundown, shall we? For those of you that do or do not know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is perhaps Tobe Hooper's best film series, in my opinion. Although, Life Force looked pretty good too, actually. So anyway, it's five teenagers, although they look to be in their mid-20s, closing on 30 in real life, I don't know. 5 teenagers in Texas. One of them finds out that there was some grave robbing going on, and Sally, she and her brother Franklin, and their friends, she was worried whether or not her grandfather's grave was robbed or invaded in some way. So they basically go into Texas, and they're taking this idyllic summer drive, which turns into, well, pretty much a night of hell for every one of them involved. First, they come upon a hitchhiker who is deranged. Probably one of the more memorable characters next to Leatherface. The one thing I really liked about that scene, though, was the music in this movie is... what's the word I'm looking for? It's not anything like, it's very, very folksy, very backwoods, very, banjo playing a lot of it. But during the scene where the hitchhiker is, like, setting the picture on fire and then, like, cutting himself and then cutting Franklin, they play this, like, just this really happy song in the middle of it. And it's a song called Sidewalk Cafe or something like that. And this is all going on during the scene where, they're trying to basically get this guy out of the car, and he won't leave all that much, and he wants them to come over to his house, and my brother makes great head cheese, and, so, yeah. Understandably, they basically boot his ass out after he, slices up Franklin a little. Farm-wise. Anyway, they throw him out, and they figure, okay, we're never picking up another fucking hitchhiker again. Yeah, fair enough. So, this was after they found out that the grave site was fine. They go to the old Franklin house where her and Franklin used to, spend their childhood. And of course, there's a swimming hole, and of course, 2 of the friends want to go to the swimming hole, and of course, the swimming hole's dried up, and then they come upon the house. Ah, yes, the Sawyer family residence. So naturally, you know, it's kind of like it's kind of like watching a Scooby-Doo cartoon, minus the dog, and minus the fact that these people, well, maybe added to the fact that these people have about as much common sense as the cartoon characters themselves did. Well, I mean, let's face it, the dog and maybe the stoner were like the only smart people in the whole show, but yeah, that's just my thought. So, what else? Basically, it's not a film with a high body count, obviously. There's not enough people. But there is one other character I almost forgot to mention who is uh, really one of pretty much the original character. He was there in the first one and the second one. And sadly, he's no longer with us, named Jim Cito, who played Cook. Cook is like the proprietor of the meat farmer thing, because they're all meat farmers. And part two is a slightly better explanation there, which I'll probably get to if I ever decide to review part two. So, needless to say, it's very you've got all this carnage going on, and then you've got like the father of the group, Cook, and he's like, "Look what your brother did to the damn door! A man should have pride in his house, and your brother goes and wrecks the damn door." And of course, he took the chainsaw to the door, which it's kind of a humorous part there when you think about it, because it's just, and this girl is, by this point, she's, you know, I don't want to give away too much, but I'm assuming a lot of people who are watching this review have already seen it. The girl's friends and her brother are basically taken out fast, and you can say soprano guest star. So, you know, she's hysterical. She's losing her mind slowly. And it's the three of them, the hitchhiker, Leatherface, and Cook. And they're just basically trying to drive this woman insane. And so, but at the same time, you've got Cook. He's kind of like trying to be the voice of reason, saying that, you know, you shouldn't destroy the house just because you're trying to catch this girl, which I found kind of funny. Let's see what else was. There was something else I was trying to think of. Oh yeah. Let's see. The inspiration for this movie came from, I guess Toby Hooper once told this story. I think it's in another movie called The American Nightmare, which is a documentary on horror things. And Toby Hooper tells this story about being in some mall, and he couldn't get out, and he was feeling claustrophobic, because I guess there was like a whole wall of people at this particular department store. It was like a Sears or something. And he finds himself next to a row of chainsaws. Now, if that isn't the most perfect poetic irony that should propel this film to at least a number 2 on the top 10 list, I don't know what is. Anyway, I like the dark humor. I liked the horror aspect. Truthfully, need a little more gore, but whatever. Not complaining. It's a definite cult classic. So, it was, well, worth watching. I suggest buy it if you find it on VHS or DVD. Buy the original. The reboots, I saw some of them. They weren't bad. I don't know, but you know, the granddaddy of one of the greatest horror movie icon series being the original, you know, that should start the whole thing. That should be where you would want to start watching this series. Anyway, that's number 2. Very soon, shortly before number 1, I will probably be throwing out a small honorable mentions list of movies that didn't quite make the top 10. Until then, farewell.